As you all know, the Rivers State House of Assembly has resumed the impeachment notice on Fubara, the governor of Rivers State. While addressing the workers, Fubara said, "Peace is earned through war." Now we believe that Fubara has woken up from being intimidated over the peace resolution method. We all know that Wike and his loyalists in the Rivers State House of Assembly has been plotting for months to impeach Governor Fubara. But in recent development, Governor Fubara has issued out serious warning to Wike and his loyalists, saying, "If that action that I have accepted to follow will be taken for my weakness, I will surprise them." This shows that Fubara has decided to give them war. Let us hear how he said it.
Mr. President invited all the parties to Abuja and came out with a resolution that we should go and implement. That resolution, I'm implementing it, is not a constitutional implementation. It's a political solution to a problem. And I'm doing it because of the respect I have for Mr. President. But let me say it here. If that action that I've accepted to follow will be taken for my weakness, I will surprise them. I want this message to go to them, and I believe you know what I mean.
Now, as you can see, Governor Fubara is out to face each and every one of them. Let us now see the full version, how Fubara exposed Wike's plots to impeach him.
This is a press conference by the 10th Rivers State House of Assembly. Gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you all for finding time for this press conference, which is intended to address some issues that have arisen in the last few months, so we can also set the record straight where necessary. We begin by announcing to you that sponsored attacks on the House of Assembly of Rivers State has failed woefully. Enemies of the people and those who cannot withstand the principles of the rule of law, as well as checks and balances in our nascent democracy in their frustration, started by burning and later demolition of the Hallowed Chamber. Their plan is to eliminate the legislature that is pushing for independence granted her by the Constitution, since they cannot exercise undue control over her. We survived these attacks. Their new strategy is to use another arm of government, lobbies, attack dogs, the mainstream and social media to bring the House to disrepute and consummate their agenda. In this regard, various individuals, groups, media mercenaries have been recruited to actualize their objectives. The latest of the new groups recruited against the 10th Assembly is the former Rivers State PDP Presidential Campaign Council. In a press conference on the 26th of March 2024, signed by Dr. Abiy Sekibo, this group inferred that the House is an illegal and not constitutional assembly. Others in this group are the likes of Right Honorable Osenopara, Senator Lee Meba, and Prince Uche Secondus, Honorable Tamono Sisigogo Jaja, Saseresi Nomeha, amongst others. Among these desperate politicians who left their houses and gathered under a canopy with His Excellency Atiku Abubakar and His Excellency Ifan Yokowa's pictures on a banner behind them professing their new support for Mr. President and the Rivers State Governor. We all recall that on this very day, they had this banner right behind them advertising the former PDP presidential candidate and his then running mate, Senator Okowa, while at the same time saying that they were now fully in support of Mr. President's office. On the other hand, they derided the 10th Assembly, who they are unhappy with for joining the All Progressive Congress, APC, which incidentally is the President's political party. Worse still, they lied against and attacked the FCT minister who worked tirelessly for the victory of the President and the Governor in Rivers State. In other words, they are against those who defeated them and put them to shame by ensuring the victory of the president and the governor in the state. But they now subscribe to the president and governor. What a weak strategy from a group who think they are smart. These individuals, all through the electioneering campaigns, said a lot. But if I take our minds back to before the 2023 presidential elections, we will recall that these individuals were always with the current minister when he was governor. They followed him to everywhere, participated in the government, benefited immensely. But at a time when the party chose the current governor as the candidate to fly the flag, they ran away. Suddenly they have arrived. They now say the FCT minister didn't perform while he was governor. And they say all kinds of unprintable things against the FCT minister. But what is important is that here in the 10th Assembly, we know what the truth is, and it's important that we address the media about some of the things that we know. So in other words, they are against those who defeated them and put them to shame by ensuring the victory of the president in the state. However, the good people of Rivers State know who they truly are. Our constituents will not forget in a hurry how they fought against the candidature of the current governor and Mr. President during the elections. We are not surprised that they are no more saying all the unprintable things against the president and the governor, because this is who they are. They now want to advise the president and use unprintable words against the former governor of Rivers State, His Excellency Ezewan Nyesom Wike, commander of the Order of the Nigeria, Grand Service Star of Rivers State, life bencher, who God used to unite and transform Rivers State to enviable heights. Their new game plan is to blackmail Mr. President with oil production and OPEC quota. This is the end game for them. What a shame. These individuals took out time, said a lot of unprintable things against the current governor and Mr. President when they were running election. Now the threat is, for Mr. President, ignore what the governor is doing. If the governor is wrong, don't bother. Whatever is going on in Rivers State, don't bother. Because if anything happens, or the assembly continues to uphold the law, there might be violence. Rivers people are our watchword. Rivers people are our goal. Our intention is to stand as a watchdog. We want to make sure that we do our job in line with the Constitution. It doesn't matter the amount of media attacks against us, but we will remain committed in the service of our dear state. So thank you very much. It is that impeachment is a last resort. It's not the first. When you try everything and it does appear you cannot move forward, you use impeachment as a tool. That's what I didn't write the Constitution. I wasn't there when it was written. I'm not among those who went to draft it. That word impeachment is not my village word. It has been described there. So it's not that we're joyful. It's a sad situation in the States. This is the first time we're having this kind of situation where a governor is not interested with the legislature. The governor has chosen to attack the legislature. All of you saw the governor put his hands in his pockets, went and demolished the legislature. It has never happened anywhere. The governor did it happily. Waited there and demolished it with the aim of not allowing the legislature to survive so that he can act as a dictator. They burnt it, demolished it. He's still not tired. They sent thugs to attack Mr. Speaker in his residence, even with members there. Some of you were there that day when they came to attack us. So that's the kind of governor we have. This is the first of a kind in the history of Rivers State. We have never seen it this bad. For a governor to openly attack the legislature, speak against the legislature, send his commissioner to be insulting us every day in the media. He sends all his staff, special advisors, appointees, every day they're in the media, attacking, insulting elected members, people who are our subordinates. That's the trend. The governor encourages them to do that. So we are restricted to our job. we're making laws, coming up with resolutions, and our approach is a peaceful approach. I don't know what more you want us to do. We have called the media today to say, this is what the governor is doing wrong. After we withdrew the notice, we wrote to the governor. We have written to the governor and said, look, you are doing these things and they are wrong. Don't go this path. He has ignored us and he has continued with impunity, acting as one who is above the laws of Rivers State. We are drawing the attention of Nigerians, of Mr. President, the international community, to the way the governor is behaving. They burnt our hollow chamber. They demolished it. The governor is not following laws of Rivers State. Those who say the governor is innocent all the time, we are calling on them to hear what the governor has been doing. The governor wants to set the state on fire by making sure the elections are not conducted. Even as we are here now, go to somewhere, maybe in Oyibo, where they are doing rally. They are insulting us there. Rather than do what the law says he should do. He says he's above the law. In fact, the commissioner said, I think in Nigeria Info, he told you people that the laws made by Rivers House of Assembly are not for the governor. Yeah, are you not aware? Is it not in your station? He said it. He said so. But he said it in your station. But that's the kind of administration we have. An administration that has no regard for the law. That's where we are. So I don't know what else. Our approach, this press conference is one of the peaceful steps. We have never hired thugs to go and attack the governor. It is the governor who is... Thugs are coming out from government house to attack the speaker. The video is there. Video evidence is there. The evidence is there. So we're not pursuing him. Ours is follow the law so that there will be peace. He doesn't want to follow the law. You see people who are occupying positions that the law has stipulated who should occupy the position. The governor is asking them to sit there and begin to do the job that they are not empowered by law to do. Look at what is happening in the Bureau of Public Procurement. Contracts are being awarded. State funds are being spent without due regard to the public procurement law. The public procurement law says that there shall be the chairman and members of the board of the Bureau of Public Procurement, and that the governor shall appoint these individuals and send their names for the House of Assembly for screening. Governor says it's above the law, he won't appoint. They go ahead, and the Bureau is, I don't know who and who is there functioning. That same Bureau is supposed to, through a competitive selection process, come up with a DG for the Bureau of Public Procurement. And this is where taxpayers' money are being spent in billions. Taxes that you all pay are being spent in billions from these same people who are not approved by law to do the job. So the governor sits in government house and they are doing whatever. They are doing adverts. You are seeing all the adverts. These are the things that are supposed to be done by a fully constituted Bureau of Public Procurement. But it's not there. The governor says it's above the law. It's not. Those who are supporting him, issuing press conferences, they are not drawing his attention to what the law says. We are saying it to the Department of State Security, Nigerian Police, Mr. President, the international community, UN. They saw him demolish the assembly hollow chamber. Nothing happened. He's on it again because nothing happened to him. Because nothing happened the other time, he's continuing. Maybe one day people will hear he has sent thugs to demolish this place and kill all of us. But we are drawing the attention of the world to what the governor is doing. All he's doing is to recruit all these attack dogs to distract Rivers people while he continues with his illegalities.
So I want to ask one answer. Is it withholding any of the House of Assembly entitlement?
We're not talking about entitlement. We are telling you that the governor is not following the law. Funds of Rivers States that are being spent that are supposed to go through due process. The Bureau on Public Procurement Law. Go and read that law, Public Procurement Law. He is not. So we have answered you. The governor should. The law did not say obey this law and disobey the other law. The law says obey. You have to obey. He took an oath of office to obey laws of Rivers State. At various times, we had written to the governor. We also recall that we have made it public that the infractions on the law on the part of the governor has become a huge problem. A lot of people have called to say, what are you going to do? We won't carry arms and wait for the governor on the road. Neither are we going to carry whips to go and whip him in government house. Certainly not. Our actions will certainly be guided by the provisions of the 1999 Constitution as altered. We look at the Constitution, we look at our laws. What does the law say we should do? In the course of this press conference, we have told you that if impeachment becomes a last resort, we will go back to it.
Yes.
Those who are saying, the governor is innocent, he didn't do anything, tell us what he did. We have been telling them what the governor has been doing. They are not talking. We have been telling them. The former governor of Rivers State, before he left office, he conducted local government elections and allowed elected officials to be in government. They are there. And it is only normal. If caretaker committees were to be appointed, would the governor be in Brickhouse today? If the former governor had appointed, if he had the power to appoint caretaker and appointed caretaker, will he be in government house? He will not be there. It is because elections were conducted and he entered government house. He doesn't want elections to be conducted for local government. Why? Why not fund the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission and encourage them? Let it be known to all Nigerians that the Rivers State House of Assembly is fully in support of the conduct of local government elections, so that there will be peaceful and hitch-free transition from democratically elected council officials to another set of democratically elected council officials. That is our position. That is not the position of the governor. And he's making no efforts so that elections can be conducted. What they want is for illegal people to occupy the councils. And we are saying no. It's an aberration. Caretaker committees are indeed an aberration. There are litany of judgments in several courts, including the Supreme Court. The Constitution is clear. We cannot entrust resources of local government to people who are civil servants. Civil servants cannot sit in the office of the chairman to do the job for which they were not employed to do. We won't let that happen. The law has been amended, and that's our position. So there are other infractions by the governor, including his appointments he has been making outside the law. Several of them, I'm glad that you are aware that we have been making these things known. The point we are making is that the last time the House of Assembly came up with an impeachment notice, a lot of them said, oh, he didn't do anything. They've not told us what he did. Now we are telling them. Those who are holding press conferences, we are telling them. They are not addressing it. They are running away from the issues. All they do is attack the FCT minister. FCT minister is in Abuja, performing fabulously well. Leave him alone. Focus on the man who is refusing to follow the law. They don't want to address that part. So we have been bringing these things to the fore. To those who are bishops, the clergy, traditional rulers, we have been calling on them. Go and talk to the governor to obey the law. Obey the laws of Rivers State. That's where we are.
Okay, sir. So you the system.
Well, thank you for your question. Let me first of all correct the impression that we are merely reacting to them. No. You will notice that we've not been granting press conferences. In the next few months, the 10th Assembly will be 1 year in office. But it's important that once in a while, we speak to our people outside the confines of the Hallowed Chamber, where we have lots of formality. And we felt it's an opportunity to talk to our people and address some of the issues that have been on in the public space. So that's essentially what it's not about them. This press conference is not about them or anybody. It's about letting our people know that this is how far we have gone and that we are forging ahead and that our resolve remains strong. That's essentially why we are here, so that people should not misconstrue the intention of this press conference. Now back to the people you mentioned. They certainly don't pose any threat to us. I mentioned them in the passing. I also addressed other issues outside what they said. And they are not also the only ones who have come up to lie against this assembly. So it's an opportunity to address some of these issues. We know what the Constitution says on all the issues. So they are certainly not a threat. We said in this document that we are not against them pledging support for Mr. President. We are not against it. It's there in the document. We are not. What we are saying is that these individuals cannot be trusted. They cannot be trusted. And we said, time will tell. Let's watch and see. But you will recall that they had attacked, they singled out the House of Assembly for attack, saying that we are illegal. And amongst them is a former federal lawmaker who knows what the Constitution says, who understands how the House functions. And he sat there. And one of them is also a former leader of the House of Assembly. Yeah, somehow it appears they've forgotten how to read the Constitution. So we felt we should, when things are left unattended or unaddressed, people may end up believing that they are correct. So it was important to talk to our people. We are the people representing the good people of Rivers State in the Rivers State House of Assembly. So when our people are being misinformed, it's important to let them know what the true position of things are. At various times, we had written to the governor. We also recall that we have made it public that the infractions on the law on the part of the governor has become a huge problem. A lot of people have called to say, what are you going to do? We won't carry arms and wait for the governor on the road. Neither are we going to carry whips to go and whip him in government house. Certainly not. Our actions will certainly be guided by the provisions of the 1999 Constitution as altered. We look at the Constitution, we look at our laws. What does the law say we should do? In the course of this press conference, we have told you that if impeachment becomes a last resort, we will go back to it. Wow. The latest of the new groups recruited against the 10th Assembly is the former Rivers State PDP Presidential Campaign Council. In a press conference on the 26th of March 2024, signed by Dr. Abiy Sekibo, this group inferred that the House is an illegal and not constitutional assembly. Others in this group are the likes of Right Honorable Osenopara, Senator Lee Meba, and Prince Uche Secondus. It's not that we're joyful. It's a sad situation in the States. This is the first time we're having this kind of situation where the governor is not interested with the legislature. The governor has chosen to attack the legislature. All of you saw the governor put his hands in his pockets, went and demolished the legislature. It has never happened anywhere. The governor did it happily. Waited there and demolished it with the aim of not allowing the legislature to survive so that he can act as a dictator. They burnt it, demolished it. He's still not tired. They sent thugs to attack Mr. Speaker in his residence, even with members there. Some of you were there that day when they came to attack us. So that's the kind of governor we have. This is the first of a kind in the history of Rivers State. We have never seen it this bad. For a governor to openly attack the legislature, speak against the legislature, send his commissioner to be insulting us every day in the media. He sends all his staff, special advisors, appointees, every day they're in the media, attacking, insulting elected members, people who are our subordinates. That's the trend. Governor encourages them to do that.